All right, this is the Color Switch Lab. In front of me, I have all of our materials, and I'm gonna go over them before we begin. So the first thing you will need some potassium bicarbonate. I went ahead and put it in a small one, but the common name for that is just cream of tartar. You will need some sodium metacrysate, I always mess that up, which is just going to be laundry detergent. The powdered kind, it really doesn't matter which type. This is the one that we are using in here, just in the grocery store. And then you will need a red cabbage indicator. All this is a red cabbage that is boiled, and this is the juice remaining. I went ahead and I have 3 different beakers labeled A, B, and C. And then I went ahead and filled each of them to 60 milliliters even. So before we begin with all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and make observations of what I see. So we're going to go ahead and look at the cream of tartar. If you can see that, it's just a very soft, powdery, pretty solid white, nothing coming through. It almost has a very similar texture and feel to normal flour. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in my observations box and then write that it was just a white powder, and then there's really not a smell coming from it. So then that one will be done. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my laundry detergent. So right off the bat, it's completely different. It's more of a grainy texture, a little bit bigger than like normal sand. There are blue and green little speckles throughout, and it does have a strong, more of a lemon scent coming from it. All right. And then, of course, I have my normal red cabbage indicator, which is an A, B, and C, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a look. So it just looks like a blue liquid, nothing too special about it. And it is quite smelly, actually. Ugh. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we are going to observe the forms of reaction in all 3 of them. So cup A, which is this one, is the indicator only. So what I'll do for this one is I'm just going to go ahead and observe it again. Nothing has changed. It's still the blue liquid. And then there is no evidence of a chemical change, so I'm just going to go ahead and write none. For B, we have the indicator, and we are going to add it with the laundry detergent. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and take 1 spoonful of laundry detergent, and I'm going to place it right inside. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff over, and then so you guys can just see this. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 spoonful, and I'm going to drop it inside of cup B. Okay. Immediately, it starts to have green at the top, but I'm going to go ahead and mix it around to see if anything else. Okay, so there was definitely a color change. It is now a vibrant green color. There are still the laundry detergent particles floating around, but eventually these will completely dissolve into the indicator. I'm going to go ahead and leave that to the side for a moment so it can sit. I'll leave it right there so y'all can still see it. That is B. Now, I'm going to take that evidence, write that it was green, and then obviously my evidence is that there was an extreme color change. Now, I'm going to take my cup 6, and this one is the indicator, which is already poured, and potassium bitrate, which is just the cream of tartar. So again, I'm going to take a different spoon, and I'm going to go ahead and put a spoonful inside cup C. I'm going to turn it so y'all can see it. Okay. There's a very slow, as it drops to the bottom, it becomes a little purple, but I'm going to go ahead and see if the color changes with a mix. Okay, so Now that it is completely mixed in, it is a pink color, not very see-through anymore, but that can all change as it sits. It's a little bit foggy. So again, with cup C, I'm gonna write the new color it is changed to, and then I'm gonna say obviously, because the evidence shows that we have a color change. So comparing all three, so we still have our A, which is this one right here, our control group. We have our B, which is this green. And then finally, we have our C, which is this very pretty pink color, okay? So it's starting to clear up. It's not as foggy anymore. But those are all three. Go ahead and move them so you guys can see all three. Okay. So this one's a little bit tricky because the only actual evidence that we have collected from this one is that there's a color change. Because there is an odor right now, but because we started with an odor, it did not change. Okay, so what we're smelling right now is still the cabbage juice and the laundry detergent. And then of course we did not create any gas. I know there's bubbles showing, that is because we mixed. Once it settles down, the bubbles will completely go away. And then there was not a temperature change, it's still the same room temperature throughout. But as we can see, the new colors we created were going to be pink and green. But in order for this to happen, the add-ins, which were our cream of tartar and our laundry detergent, had to be dissolved into the indicator. Okay? And then, as always, finish up your lab write-up with summarizing what happened, all in like 1 or 2 sentences, and add as much detail as possible.